Hi folks, Dr. Mark Simpson here. A quick disclaimer. The material in this video series is meant to be a resource for a provider and his or her client who is challenged by substance abuse and/or anger management. Those who wish to learn more about treating substance abuse and anger management may also find this resource useful. This video series is not meant to be a do-it-yourself treatment approach. Seek help if you're challenged with any physical, mental, and/or behavioral health problem. And like always, call 911 and/or go to the nearest emergency department if you are having thoughts of self-harm or thoughts to harm someone else. Let's get started. Session 3. Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome back. In the last session, we went over anger-provoking events and anger cues. In this session, we will be going over the anger control plan and diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing is a proven breathing technique that promotes relaxation. But let's first go over the anger control plan, then I'll share with you the physiological benefits of diaphragmatic breathing. Having an anger control plan has numerous benefits. The main benefit is that it will help you from becoming excessively angry by having a go-to plan when you notice that your anger is escalating. This is an example of an anger control plan. Remember, as I stated in session 1, anger is a normal emotion, so becoming angry will happen. However, what we want to prevent is the problematic behavior that can be associated with being angry. And we also want to prevent the negative consequences that follow that angry, problematic behavior. Problematic behaviors of anger may include saying insulting and demeaning comments to someone, intimidating and making aggressive behaviors towards someone, breaking things, pushing and hitting someone, and of course, using a weapon on someone to intimidate them and to injure them. Negative consequences associated with anger may include injuries and hospitalizations, child protective service involvement, arrests, incarcerations, and getting placed on probation and/or parole. The goal of the anger control plan is to help you in 3 ways. 1, prevention, intervention, and with de-escalation. Prevention aims to help you to avoid a situation that may provoke anger. Let's remember what the late Benjamin Franklin once said: an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When Ben made this statement, he was advising the people of Philadelphia that it's better to prevent property fires from happening than having to deal with putting them out once they start. Let me give you an example of preventing anger. Then I'll give you an example of an intervention and then go over de-escalation techniques. Let's say you and a coworker who you know is a little unreliable, and he approaches you and suggests that the 2 of you take turns driving each other to work. This way, each of you can save money on gas and wear and tear on your vehicles. This sounds good. Nothing wrong with saving a little money, but this guy's track record is not the best. You can foresee problems. You think to yourself, this job means the world to me. You have a family to take care of, and you know this guy to be unreliable. So you decide not to risk it. The risk of having work related problems outweighs the benefits of saving a few bucks. So a preventative strategy is to pass on this offer and tell your coworker no thanks. Let them know you prefer to catch the bus or drive yourself like you've been doing up to now. Knowing in your mind that you place a great deal of importance on your job. This anger control plan prevention strategy will avoid possible conflicts that may involve anger between you and your friend about being on time and possibly causing problems with you and your boss. If you come to work late because your friend overslept or something. Let's talk about an anger control plan intervention. Let's say you agree to ride share with your coworker. Sharing a ride can save you, both of you, some money and wear and tear on each other's vehicle. So the two of you agree to start ride sharing. But during the first 2 weeks of ride sharing, he was late picking you up on 2 different occasions. Each time you came to work late, your boss told you about the importance of being on time to work. A couple of other coworkers commented about it too. It was suggested that maybe you don't value your job. You let the boss know that you value your job and it won't happen again. You're a bit upset about your coworker picking you up late. You mention this to him. He responds with, chill out. Don't make a big deal out of it. Stop kissing up to the boss. His response irritates you even more. Let's say on the anger meter, you rose to a 3 after he picked you up late. And when your boss and other coworkers commented about you coming to work late, you rose to a 4 on the anger meter. You tell your friend, hey, I'm not kissing up to the boss, I'm just protecting my job. You know that your family counts on you as a provider. You tell your colleague this. He picks up on your seriousness and he assures you that it won't happen again. After this, your anger reduces, but you still have those fears in the back of your mind that this guy may be late again. It kind of bothers your sleep, but you think to yourself, I'll give him another try. On the next time it was his turn to drive, as you would imagine, he was late again. You jump in the car, you start yelling at him, you use some choice words, he responds with yelling back at you. You are now a 6 on the anger meter. You were thinking about banging your fist on the dashboard. That would make you a 7 on the anger meter, but you didn't. And it's a good thing that you didn't, because he may have responded with grabbing you or hitting you, and this may have resulted in an exchange of punches, and then the two of you would solidly be at a 10 on the anger meter. Can you see this happening? The goal of an anger control plan intervention is to prevent you from going higher on the anger meter and to reduce your anger. You may have had some challenges with your anger in the past that produced some serious negative consequences that you hate to repeat. So definitely not wanting to go any higher on the anger meter is a good thing. Another good thing is that you caught yourself at this point at a 6 on the anger meter. So now what? Well, I'll tell you what. Damage control. An anger control plan intervention is needed. In fact, 2 interventions are needed. One, to keep this conflict from escalating to a 10, and the second intervention to prevent this incident from repeating itself on another day. So the first intervention you do is to take a timeout, so to speak. Usually timeouts involve leaving the area where the conflict is taking place. But you can't, at least not now, because you're in the car and you need to get to work and to deal with possible problems you may have with the boss for you coming into work late again. So you decide to just drop it. You know that the two of you will just argue and yell at each other. So silence is used from this point until you get to work. And now the second intervention, keeping this from happening again. What is the most obvious intervention strategy that you can think of that would keep this from happening again on another day? The goal of the anger control plan intervention is to prevent you from going higher on the anger meter and to reduce your anger. And now the second intervention, keeping this from happening again. What is the most obvious intervention strategy you can think of that would keep this from happening again on another day? Yep, you got it. Don't ride share with this guy anymore. Drive yourself. Run to work. Ride a bike. Take the bus. Or learn to fly. Any form of transportation you could think of that does not rely on this guy. Know that if you don't ride share with this guy, you don't have to worry about him picking you up late, upsetting you. And this will avoid angry reactions that may follow. Am I right? Okay, so you're now a 6 on the anger meter. Now what? Back to the anger control plan. Now you want to work on de-escalation. Initially, you keep replaying this incident over and over in your head, like you're viewing it on a VCR. Rewind and play, rewind and play. The more you replay this incident in your head, the angrier you become. So the first thing you have to do is to stop replaying this in your head. This is called thought stopping. You don't want this guy to live rent-free in your head, right? So what are thought stopping techniques? Thought stopping techniques or thought stopping interventions often involve doing some type of behavior that will distract you from thinking about the troubling event and instead have you focus on the activity that you are engaged in. So, in your anger control plan, have a list of healthy thought-stopping techniques that you can use for your benefit to help you to not think about what it is that is bothering you. What do I mean by healthy? Some people may smoke a cigarette, binge eat, or drop some money in the nearest casino. Money you know they shouldn't be dropping. I wouldn't call these strategies as healthy. Of course, these behaviors are better than hitting someone in the face. However, a healthier behavior may be talking with a friend who you can trust to help you with calming down, going for a walk, prayer, meditation, journaling, or doing some work in the yard. Now let's talk about having some calming down strategies in your anger control plan, what we call de-escalation techniques. One de-escalation strategy may include taking a time out, then using thought-stopping techniques so you don't keep playing this event over and over in your head. Now, I want you to work on your anger control plan. This is the anger control plan sample that I showed you earlier in today's presentation. Take a look at it. You may want to start with a timeout. It may include you talking with a friend, using the conflict resolution model, which I'll present on in a later session. Exercise, attend a 12-step meeting, and also explore your thoughts and feelings that contribute to your anger. We're almost finished. We'll wrap up with going over diaphragmatic breathing and then the homework. In terms of your anger or stress, what is your current anger or stress level on a 10-point scale, where 0 is no anger or stress and 10 is at the top of the chart? Now, I want you to get comfortable in your chair. If you like, close your eyes or just gaze at the floor. Take a few moments to settle yourself. Now, make yourself aware of your body. Check your body for tension, beginning with your feet, and scan upward to your head. Notice any tension you might have in your legs, your stomach, your hands and arms, your shoulders, your neck, and your face. Try to let go of the tension you are feeling. Now make yourself aware of your breathing. Pay attention to your breath as it enters and leaves your body. This can be very relaxing. Let's all take a deep breath together. Notice your lungs and chest expanding. Now slowly exhale through your nose. Again, take a deep breath. Feel your lungs and chest. Notice how much air you can take in. Hold it for a second. Now release it. Slowly exhale. One more time. Inhale slowly and fully. Hold it for a second. And release. Hold it for a second. And release. Now, on your own, continue breathing in this way for another couple of minutes. Continue to focus on your breathing. With each inhalation and exhalation, feel your body becoming more and more relaxed. Use your breathing to wash away any remaining tension. Just breathe naturally. Now let's take another deep breath. Inhale fully. Hold it for a second and release. Inhale again. Hold it. Hold it. And release. Continue to be aware of your breathing as it fills your lungs. Once more, inhale fully. Hold it for a second and release. When you feel ready, open your eyes. Now, let me ask you that same question I asked you before the exercise. On a 10-point scale, in terms of anger and stress, what is your score now? Is it lower than your score before the exercise? I hope you found this video presentation to be useful. Remember to review today's lesson. Monitor your anger over the next week using the anger meter and try to be aware of your anger cues. And of course, watch the next video session. Take care, and I'll see you in session 4.